Terry, even, you know what, even speaking, you tagged several of us, including myself, in an Instagram story yesterday. And I'll tell you, man, it hit. And I want to read that here now. So this said, a pattern I've noticed in successful people. They're terrible at work-life balance, but great at work-life integration. They don't separate. They blend. Their work is play. Their play creates work. Their friends are partners. Their hobbies become businesses. While everyone's trying to clock out at 5 p.m., they're building empires, doing what they would do anyway for free. I'm like, man, I don't know that I could put it in those words. I certainly have never put it in those words, but I feel that so hard. Like for as long as I can remember, man, the world's just been my playground and I play. And as I play, I find problems that need solutions. And then I come up with creative solutions. Turns out people want to pay for creative solutions. I don't make it harder than that. Let's have some fun. All right. I want you to put a 1 in the comments. If, don't just run and put a 1 just because I said put a 1. Like if you're within your first 90 days. I want to see who's new on this. Oh, we got, all right. Maybe that's too many people. Y'all doing a good job promoting this. I got to narrow this a little bit. Let me ask this then. We'll narrow it a little bit. Put a 2 in the comments if, got to hit that if hard. Put a 2 in the comments if you're within your first, say 30 days, like you mid-August to now. Mid-August to now. All right. Those of you that put a 2, I am only talking to those of you that are within your first 30 days. So from mid-August to now, those are the only people I'm talking to right now. Gabby, I'm talking to you. You can't answer this. You're not in your first 30 days. I know you're going to know the answer. Those of you in your first 30 days, I want to know, and there's going to be $100 in lead credit to the first person that can put this answer down. And again, only talking to people in their first 30 days. I've got $100 in lead credit coming for you if you're the first person that I see in the comments to get this right. What are the 4 cornerstones of success? Kevin, no spelling errors. 4 cornerstones. I'm waiting for it. Who in their first 30 days knows the 4 cornerstones? Or can get on HQ real quick, hit that magnifying glass and quick look it up. What we got, Luke? Belief, massive action, self-improvement. That's it, Luke Randolph. Where are you at, Luke? Are you in a place you can unmute?
Yo, what's up? Yeah,
What's up, man? I got $100 in lead credit coming your way.
it's going to a good home. You know what I mean?
Good, good. Hey, I need to know, and this will be your second trivia question. Who's your AO? Do you know that one?
Like Upline,
Yeah, Upline AO.
Amy Fine,
All
Fine
right.
Agency with
All
Sean
right.
Boatman.
All right, cool. I'll get with Amy and make sure we can get you your lead credit. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right. So I wanted to hit that and bring that to the forefront because the first one, believe in what you're selling, is what I want to chat about today. And it's not just believe in what you're selling. That's a really good starting point, but you need to also, if you're going to be successful here, you also need to believe in how you're selling it and in the person the person who's selling it, which is you. So we're talking about belief in what, how, and who. You got to believe in what we're doing, you got to believe in how we're doing it, and you've got to believe in who's doing it if you want to be successful. Why? Why? We can just say that. We can put that on a really cool thing. Like just, call it the 4 cornerstones, put it on a PDF, bury it in HQ, and you're like, I know the answers, but why? Why do you got to believe in it? I'm going to tell you. People will sense if you don't, Travis, sure. You can never outsell your belief, sure. Derek, so others believe in you. Yeah, you're getting it. How about this? How about the fact that your action is always inspired by your belief? You literally cannot act contrary to your belief. I'm going to prove it to you right now. Those of you who are not doing at least 500 dials a week, why aren't you making a minimum of 500 dials a week? Why? You don't need to answer. It's an introspective question. I want you thinking about, why are you not making 500 dials a week minimum? Let's up that. Why aren't you making 1,000 dials a week minimum? Why are you not doing that? We're going to tell you to do it. You're going to probably know you should do it. But why aren't you actually doing it? Let's flip that and play with other resources. Why aren't you spending $1,000 a week on leads? Why? Why aren't you doing it? You know it's going to give you resources. You know it's going to give you the database that you need. You know it's going to give you the opportunities to learn, to grow, and to sell. Why aren't you doing it? I'm going to give you the answer. You ready for the answer? It's one of two reasons. You either don't believe it's worth it or you don't believe you can. That's it. That's it, guys. That's life. Anytime you catch yourself not doing what you think you could or should be doing, whenever you see that deficit between your big dreams and your low work ethic, whenever you see yourself not rising to the occasion and you start asking, man, I should be doing this, why am I not? It's either going to be because you don't believe it's worth it or you don't believe you can. Let's play in the dialing world. Why aren't you making 1,000 dials a week? Either you don't think it's worth it, as in, man, I could dial, but no one's going to want this. No one's going to answer. They're all going to say they don't, they never filled out that card. So I could make the dials, but it's not like it's going to lead to anything. It's not like it's going to matter. And so you don't think it's worth it. The flip side of that is, maybe you think it's worth it. You just don't think you can. Man, it's time. My kids are around. I got other jobs to do. Like, I'm so strapped for time. I know I should be making that level of I don't think I can do it. I don't have the resources, the time. I can't do it. I see it's worth it, but I don't think I can. Let's flip over to lead spend. Why aren't you spending $1,000 on leads? You either don't think it's worth it, as in you don't think, put a 3 in the comments if you are not spending $1,000 a week in leads. And I'm not here telling you should. I'm not telling you should do that. I just want you to understand why you're not. Now, those of you that put a 3 in leads because you're not spending that much on leads, how many of you would spend that money on leads if you knew you could turn that $1,000 into $10,000? Put a 4 in the comments if you'd spend $1,000 knowing you could turn it into 10. See how that game changes? The minute you see it's worth it, you're like, 4, immediately I'm in. I wasn't in before, now I'm in. Why are you in? Because you immediately saw that it was worth it. When you believe something is worth doing and simultaneously you believe you can do it, you will. Now, some of you are like, man, I believe that's worth doing. I don't have $1,000.
Wake up.
All right. Well, where are you going to get that $1,000? How are you going to figure that out? That's a problem to solve. That sounds like an obstacle. Go figure that out. See, everything you've ever done in your life and everything successful people have done, they've done it because they believed it was both worth doing and that they did it. This becomes the crux in all of our introspective look in our self-development and our behavior. It's also your fundamental pitch when you're interviewing. Why do people join Symmetry? because they believe it's worth doing and they believe they can do it. Your entire corporate overview, your entire presentation should be speaking to those points. Every word out of your mouth presenting this opportunity should either be answering the question, this is worth doing, or answering the question, you can do this. What does that look like in information? When you talk about culture, you're talking about how it's worth doing. When you're talking about our systems and processes, it's worth doing. When you're talking about the money that can be made, you're talking about it's worth doing. When you talk about e-apps, virtual work, you're saying you can do this. You don't need an office. You don't need to travel. You can do this. Even you're pitching and answering the question for people. This is worth doing, and you can do it, because what happens when they connect the dots and believe both of those? They come here to do it. If they're not coming here to do it, it's because number one, they either think this isn't worth doing, or two, they don't believe it's worth, or they don't think they can. I'm too busy. I'm not a salesperson, right? They don't think they can. Everything you're going to do in your life is because you believed it was worth doing and you believed you could do it. Don't make it harder than that. People make it so much harder than that. And your job as a leader, as a vision caster, is to tease out from the people you're communicating with which of those two elements is the reason they're not moving forward. Because let's say, for example, I have a highly talented woman that I know for a fact would crush this. Not just if she signed up, but if she really believed that this was so good, it's worth giving the best of her effort and energy to. And so I see
I'm
all of
like,
this
maybe.
potential. I see all this potential, and I'm like, man, and what do I say to her? You've got all this potential, your experience, your personality, if you gave this the best of you, it would be so great. And what does she hear? I know. I don't want to be cocky, but I'm kind of good at everything I do. So I know that I would be successful. I'm just not yet sold that this is worth my time. I'm not yet sold that this is worth doing. And I'm here building up the part of the belief she already has. What do I need to communicate that this is worth doing? Now I can flip that coin and make the other mistake. I can have someone that's desperate for more, sees the potential, believes so much this is worth doing, and I'm going to talk to them. Don't you see people are making money? People are doing this. Don't you see how worth it this is? And what are they thinking in their mind? I know it's worth doing. I just don't think I can do it. And we're talking to them to the point of the belief they already have. You're not gonna convince people. You're not gonna cast a vision if you don't tease out from them where their disbelief lies. Does their disbelief lie in that it's not worth it, or does their disbelief lie in they can't do it? Your job as a communicator, your job as a vision caster, your job as a leader is to be able to tease out where the disbelief lies. And that's true for your own self. That's true for the people you lead. That's true for the people you prospect. As a communicator, teasing out where their disbelief lies is going to be the most important thing you can do. When you're talking to your brand new people and they're not following the system, is that they don't believe the system is going to deliver results, or they don't think they've got the resources and ability to leverage the system. I've already talked about when you're recruiting, but when you're leading, it's the same thing. And when you yourself are stuck, knowing what you probably should be doing, but not doing it, but not doing it. Why? Where does your own disbelief lie? That's the question, man. That's the tease it out question. Rochelle, what if they say, I know I can do it, but it's not for me? Then they don't believe it's worth doing. They believe in themselves to do it. They don't think this is worth it. So casting a vision to show them that it's worth it becomes the most important thing. If I was starting today, right now, if today was day one, it wouldn't be about buying leads for me. It wouldn't be about massive action for me, not yet. It wouldn't be about memorizing scripts. I would go on a urgent journey to build my belief in the what, how, and who. I would dig into why is life insurance sales so important. I would build my belief till you couldn't shake me. I would talk with my AO in 130 about the system and the proven system and the foolproof system to build my belief, not just that this system was worth leveraging, but how I could leverage it. And then I'd build my belief in myself to do this because I understand fully the minute I believe in what, how, and who, then the activity follows. Then buying leads is not a liability, it's an asset. Then massive action is not something I'm trying to dread out of my calendar. It's something that is coming out of me in inspiration. Because when you believe something, you're going to take action on it. We talk all day with new people all the time about massive action, massive action, massive action. And then y'all want to come whine to me about how your new people aren't following the system. Why? Is it because they don't believe the system's worth doing and it's not going to get them to their goals? Or is it that they think they're limited in resources and they're unable to do it even though it's worth it? You got to tease that out. Don't just whine to me that your people aren't doing nothing. Be a leader and figure out why. Where does their disbelief lie? Why isn't this clicking for them? What resources do they need to be pointed to? What messages can we plug them into? That's so much the purpose of this call every single morning. I want you hearing voices that are speaking to this is worth doing and you can do it. Every day you're hearing a different voice that's making you what? Walk away believing this is worth doing and I can do it. Why do you think I set this up this way? I am speaking to the heart of each individual person to build their belief, because out of their belief is going to come the activity. Out of the activity is going to come the results. Out of the results are going to open up options for a family. Out of those options, we are going to change lives. Do you understand the scope in what we're doing here? If good people are making money, they're going to have more options. Those options are going to create a ripple effect that are going to change families, change communities. And it starts by just building people's belief, because if they don't believe in the what, how, and who, they're not going to follow through with the activity. That's my challenge. Start with you. Why aren't you doing it? What do you need to do to build that belief? Who do you need to talk to? What do you need to see? Where does your skepticism lie? How can you overcome that? And how can you overcome that as fast as possible? Because the longer you sit in a place of disbelief, the longer you're not taking the action you need to get the results you want. Where does your skepticism lie? And then your prospective people, where does their skepticism lie? Then with your new people, where does their skepticism lie? And then even with your leaders, where does their skepticism lie? Why aren't they further ahead? Why aren't they investing more? Do they think they hit their limit? Is this as far as they go? The game never ends. And this is how it's tied to one of our other cornerstones, which is the self-development piece. Those two go hand in hand. And guess what follows from that? Massive action. And guess how you build that belief? Through association. It's almost like these four cornerstones are all linked together. You can't take one without the other. That's what I got for us this morning.